Hi, welcome to Pat Talks Law. My name is Patrick Nolan. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Missouri. Talking to you right now about searches. It seems at least once a week I hear from somebody who's consented to a search. They've agreed, yes, officer, you can search my motor vehicle. I'd like to talk to you about how insanely stupid that is. There is no reason that you should ever grant consent to a search. If the police officer has a legal right to search and they desire to, they're going to. They don't need your consent. But your consent is gold. Consent cures all the problems the police officer has. It's like this. If you consent to the search, the fact that the officer didn't have a reason to stop your vehicle isn't relevant to what he finds in that search anymore. Never, never, never consent to a search. Now, let's talk about what that means in reality. Police officer comes up to you, pulls you over, you're driving down the road, lights go off, walks up. First thing he says is, you know why I pulled you over? First thing going through my mind is, don't you? Don't answer that question. Or say no. Officer, I don't know why you pulled me over. Are you needing assistance with something? Next question the officer might ask might be something along the lines of, do you know how fast you were going? Or how fast are you going? Again, don't answer that question. Give him your license, give him your proof of insurance in the states that you're required to produce your registration, give him your registration. And don't answer the questions. He wants to play 20 questions at the window. Just ask him, why did you stop me, officer? You know how fast you're going? Well, why did you stop me? You know how fast you were going? Why did you stop me? Now, almost every time that a police officer stops someone, they go up to the window, they ask for license registration. They may also ask for consent to search. And you certainly should not grant that. Some of you are thinking, but Pat, I've got nothing to hide. And you know what? You're right. You may not have anything to hide. Let's talk about your car for a moment. Is your car brand new? Has anyone else ever driven your car? Have you ever taken your car to the shop? Have you ever had a passenger in your car? Have you ever gotten out of your car, pulled the seat out, looked up underneath the seat cushion to see if there was anything in the bottom of your driver's seat? If not, you probably shouldn't authorize a search of your car. Have you ever gotten into the trunk, pulled out that little mini donut spare tire, taken it off the rim, and looked inside to see if there were baggies of cocaine hiding in there? If not, you should probably not consent to a search of your car. Let's talk about why. I'm sure everybody remembers the DeLorean car. That's the really cool silver car from Back to the Future. Well, the DeLoreans were made, and the guy that owned the company wasn't really making money on the car. So instead, he was smuggling cocaine in the car. He got caught. Now, DeLoreans are still really cool cars, had a stainless steel body, it was phenomenal. But the person who bought that car didn't know that there was ever something smuggled in. So that may not apply to you. Your car may never have anything smuggled in it. You may not think it ever had anything smuggled in it, and you could be right. But did you bring your car to the shop? Dropped it off to have a brake job done? Mechanic works on your car, gets in, pulls it into the shop, gets out, puts it up on the lift, takes all the wheels off, fixes the brakes, puts the wheels back on, pulls the car out of the shop, either parks it, maybe takes it right around the block, just to verify everything's working, see if there's anything else that needs to be fixed. When you picked your car up, did you search down along the seats to make sure that nothing fell out of his pocket? Can you be positive there's not a little bag of weed down there in between the seat and the and the console in between the driver's seat and passenger seat? If you didn't check, you can't be. Can you be certain that the same mechanic wasn't smoking a J in your car on his brake and dropped it into the ashtray that you never use because his boss came out? No. There might be a marijuana cigarette in the ashtray of your car. You have no idea because you haven't checked. You just don't know. Let's talk about a passenger you have in your car. You could have a passenger in the front seat and the back seat. You think you know the people that you get along with or that you're giving a ride to, but can you be sure that something doesn't fall out of their pocket, fall out of their purse, out of their jacket? Can you be certain they didn't just leave something in there because they were going in a place where they were concerned to make it caught? No, you cannot be positive of that. And you should never consent to a search because of that. Can you be positive that someone getting into your vehicle didn't trap some leaf residue on their shoes and have a couple of ground up, little flakes of leaf on the floor of your car? And can you be sure that the police officer who sees that little leaf underneath the seat of your car doesn't assume that instead of oak, it's marijuana? Amazingly, that has happened. Can you be sure that the police officer who opens up the console and pulls out the plastic bag ignores the fact that it says cotton candy on it and assumes that that little crystal in the bottom must be meth? No. Matter of fact, there's a lady just spent a month in jail for that. So these are things that you do not consent to searches. Don't do it. If the officer has probable cause to conduct a search of your vehicle on the side of the road, he's going to. And there's nothing you're going to say about it. But if it's dependent upon your permission, just say no. But Pat, the officer said if I didn't consent to the search, he was going to make me sit there until the drug dog came and walked around my car. And that could take a half hour or 45 minutes. If the officer is convinced that you have illegal narcotics in your car, you aren't at a traffic stop anymore. You're in an other crimes investigation. We know from Rodriguez's case that you can't just extend the stop without having a reasonable suspicion of other crimes. Nervousness doesn't count. A lot of people get nervous when they're confronted with a police officer at a traffic stop. They've got to have something that they can actually point to at the suppression hearing. So merely threatening to extend the time of the stop isn't going to get the officer in that car. What he's doing is he's threatening you. Okay? It's coercion, it's inappropriate, it's wrong. And that's why you should never consent to a search. Thank you for watching. Please remember to hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and stay informed as to when we have something else coming up. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.